Welcome to INN's Student. INN Student is a platform for law students to come here and deliver a lecture on the topic of their choice. Today we have with us law student Bhavya Sharma. She is going to speak on right to privacy in digital age, an Indian legal perspective. She is from KES Shri Jayanatilal H Patel College of Law. So without wasting further time, I would request her to commence with the lecture. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhavya Sharma. I am a 4th year BLLB student at KES Shri Jayanatilal H Patel Law College. I am standing before you to talk about right to privacy in digital age with special reference to constitutional recognition and legal framework in India. Justice Louis Brandeis once said, "The greatest liberty lies in silent encroachments." These words are especially relevant today because where encroachment on personal liberty often occurs not through force but through technology and data collection, constant surveillance, etc. But it happens silently, conveniently and constantly. These are the things that we need to prevent as to protect our personal data. How many of us checked our phones in the last 10 minutes? All of us did, right? And it itself explains why privacy has become one of the most important legal issues of our time. We think twice before logging into any website or an app, before giving our emails, our birth date or our personal details. We even follow the two-step authentication feature in our phone. But does it really protect our data? It protects our data from one another, but does it protect our data from the private company that owns that website or the app? We still have no idea. What does privacy actually means? Traditionally, privacy means the right to be left alone, but it has a broader aspect in today's time. It includes control over our personal data, protection over our misuse of information, freedom from unnecessary surveillance. For example, when we share our phone number to order food online, we expect the food, not the promotional calls. Our number, our birth date, our email or any other generated personal information is being watched by the private companies. That reasonable expectation is the essence of privacy. In simple terms, privacy is about control and not secrecy. So is privacy a fundamental right in India? For many years, the status of privacy under the Indian Constitution was unclear. This debate was finally settled in retired Justice KS Puttaswamy versus Union of India in 2017. In this landmark judgment, a 9-judge bench of Supreme Court judges unanimously held that the right to privacy is a fundamental right under Article 21 and also forms part of the freedoms guaranteed under Part 3 of the Indian Constitution. The court recognized that privacy is intrinsic to human dignity, autonomy and personal liberty, and it's essential for the meaningful exercise of other fundamental rights. In simple words, the judgment affirmed that our personal data is ours. It does not belong to the state or the private companies but to us. Today, our daily lives are deeply connected to digital technology. A fitness app tracks our health data, social media platform monitor our location, interests and behaviors, digital platforms or payment apps store our financial and transaction details, which are the most crucial details which are not to be shared with anyone else. Individually, these may appear harmless, but collectively they create a detailed digital profile of an individual, often without full awareness or consent. This makes legal regulations not just necessary but essential. Let's talk about some legal framework protecting digital privacy in India. The primary legislation governing digital privacy in India is the Information Technology Act 2000. Some important provisions include Section 43, Civil Liability for Unauthorized Access or Data Damage. Section 66, Criminal Liability for Computer-related offences. It applies when unauthorized access is done dishonestly or fraudulently. Section 72 that talks about when a person having lawful access to electronic data discloses it without consent. The punishment for the same for breach of confidentiality and privacy is given in Section 72. These provisions aim to prevent unauthorized access, misuse of data and breach of trust in digital systems. In addition, the judiciary has played a crucial role by interpreting these laws in the light of constitutional values. Under IT Act, government introduced the Information Technology Rules 2011. These rules define sensitive personal data such as passwords, financial data, medical records, and biometric information. It requires companies to obtain consent before using or collecting sensitive data. These rules mark India's first structured attempt to regulating the personal data protection. There are further laws that look after various sections, like surveillances in India is governed by laws such as Indian Telegraph Act 1885 for phone tapping and so on. The Supreme Court has clearly stated that the right to privacy is not absolute. The state may impose restrictions for purposes such as national security, public order, prevention of crime, etc. However, any restriction must satisfy the test of proportionality, meaning it must be backed by law, necessary for a legitimate purpose, reasonable and not excessive. For instance, phone tapping or surveillance cannot be done casually. It must follow strict legal procedures. Any arbitrary intrusions must be followed and it is unconstitutional. This reflects a growing understanding that privacy is anti-technology, it is pro-responsibility. Why privacy matters to everyone? People often say that I don't have anything to hide, but privacy is not about hiding your wrongdoings. It is about choice and personal space. Just like we close our door to our room, not because we are doing any illegal activity, but because it is our private space, digital privacy works the same way. Without privacy, freedoms of thought, expression and decision making becomes vulnerable. To conclude, the right to privacy in digital age is a cornerstone for a free and democratic society. Through constitutional interpretation and statutory laws, India has made a significant progress in recognizing and protecting these rights. However, the real challenge lies in maintaining a balance between technology advancement and individual liberty, convenience and consent, security and dignity. The real challenge also is now to ensure that technology serves people, not the other way around. An informed citizen is the strongest protector of privacy. One careless click can cost a lifetime of privacy. Be smart, stay alert and protect your privacy. Thank you.
Bhavya, thank you very much, because right to privacy is now much talked. We hear a lot of petitions being filed in high courts, to protect their personality, because AI is creating a big havoc in this whole thing. So thank you for such a nice topic. A small token from Hammurabi to you.